Please start.
So, uh, once again, I begin with a word of gratitude to Maven platform and its founder, Shivana. And right now, also Geeta Chopra, ma'am, because she is doing a lot in terms of getting all these things there, all sorted out to be there live with everything in control and in command. So, and to all the listeners of Maven Magic, uh, I think all of you who come here and attend and share your views, feedback, thoughts, I think it's knowingly, unknowingly, we are you know possibly discussing, talking, sharing subjects, thoughts, views, which uh, are relevant, meaningful, and looked for by many. Now today, I just thought that, we kind of, I was just like deliberating a lot with the Geeta ma'am really following hard on me, and I was like really not getting with a lot of things. So reasons are not important, but the crux is that I was not able to kind of zero in. And somewhere it just clicked while I was deliberating in my mind over the days, that why don't how important is intent, and how is it placed with karma. So we talk a lot about karmic accounts, doing your karmas, be in action, especially in the corporate world. We have this, that have you done your work or not, is it like this or not. So you're trained for a lot of these stuffs, and over the period we start, actually that becomes a normal sense, that no, this is the way it should be, this is the way it has to be. And that triggered to me that, to be very honest, actually it triggered from this whole thing where I was not able to kind of come up with certain things, and there was an expectation from somebody to bring up something, and there was this whole internal stuff going on, that I am by person, and I've kind of personally, if I remember, I've never been able to do things out of pressure, or any kind of so-called set molds. Uh, and there was this really going on, and then it just kind of twisted towards that. Okay, where and what it is. So I for me it was, let's talk about the intent over karma. Is it or is it not? So intent, as we kind of very generally also know, that it is all about what is that. It is very internal, uh, आपका inherent क्या है, अंदर क्या है, what is your intentions. Is it like in the corporate we have to finish our KRAs, what are your key result areas, so everybody is like harping on KRAs, मेरे ये KRAs है, मैंने कर दिया, बस खत्म. uh, you know what is the origin for that? In whatever capacity, I'm a mother, I have to grow the kids, I have to take care of them, so I've just tuck tuck tuck, I'm done, because that's the way life starts rolling out. uh, so intent, I found, is very, very, very deep inside, and karma is possibly the external part of it, where you kind of get into the action, how you do it, what you do it, right? So this is how the subject came to me, that let's talk about intent versus karma, or intent over karma. uh, so I mean, intent can be defined, as I said, what's your belief, what's your thought, what's your deep rooted feeling while you are externally or in your mind thinking about something, be it writing an article, be it finishing a daily core. uh, what is that inherent thought process, that feeling, which is running around, and what is the trigger for doing an action over it? For example, when Shavana started Maven, now Maven is an action, that it's a platform where people, where a lot of amateur and seasoned practitioners in different areas, are coming on board to share their thought processes. And yes, they're also getting the advantage of reaching out to a lot of audience in terms of the profession as a business they are following, right? So that is the karma, that's the action, that's the outside. Now, what was the inherent thought process which led to this germination? So that is, in a broader sense, I would say, is the intent. Like, in the most natural way, while working and putting my thoughts onto it, I came across a sentence said by Sadhguru, and I found it very relevant, and I'm just sharing that. He says, within quoted, within quotes, I'm saying, he was talking on intent, and he said that you have a little baby. Now you do not have to think, I will do only good things to the child. It's rubbish. You don't even have to. You don't even need a thought like that, because you see it as yours. Naturally, all the intention is there. So he says you just have to see the world as yours. You have to see this universe as yours, and it is yours. So what he's trying to say in intent here is that intent develop करना नहीं, जैसे आप माँ है, वो अपने बच्चे को प्यार कोई कोई थॉट प्रोसेस या प्लानिंग से नहीं होता, वो बड़ा नेचुरल फ्लो में उसका एक इंटेंट होता है. And that is the real uh, you know um, earth of intent, I would say, the meaning of intent, because when it is driven with a lot of planning and thought, it is different. The connotation, the ethos becomes very different then. और ये एग्जाम्पल मुझे बहुत ब्यूटीफुल लगा, क्योंकि द द द चाइल्ड व्हेन इट्स born and that equation with the mother, I would not talk about 1% of the cases or 2% of the cases where it's different, but the rest of the cases, it's very automatic, and it's very genuine. It's very full of love, purity, givingness, gentleness, you know, all kinds of uh, all kinds of divine and pure and the most commonly used word, positive thoughts, it is. So that is where I feel it is the intent. Now, karma, as we know, is, it's been talked about, and we all know that it's the principle. People say aap jaisa karte ho waisa aapko milega. So it's a principle of cause and effect, suggesting that your actions and intentions create consequences both in the present and future lives. So in our Hinduism practice, it says कि आपके karmic accounts क्या थे, कुछ प्रारब्ध होता है, and that's how you face a lot of goodness or not so good life based on your karmic account. So make your karmas right, your actions. Now karma has a very deep connection again with the internal stuff as well, because you know many a times we do karmas, like uh, let's talk about, as I was talking about the corporate world. Now corporate world bolo, काम की दुनिया bolo, घर में दुनिया bolo, any other one thing, any, yeah, any other world you talk about, uh, when you see the not so happening, not so pleasurable, not so joyful experiences or stresses, in spite of so much of success and in spite of so much of things happening externally, intent is the seed. बिकॉज वहां पे इंटेंट क्या था, हम रन कर रहे हैं, हम रश में हैं, क्योंकि हमारी साइकिल वो ट्यून कर दी गई है. वेर इज दिस यूनिवर्स इज नॉट इन अ रश. एंड वही वो सारा डिफीट हो जाता है, लाइक इन पेरेंट्स एंड चिल्ड्रंस लाइफ. आप सोचिए, यू नो, पेरेंट्स से एट टाइम्स हमने सब तो किया, यू नो, मदर सेज आई डिड सो मच, बट you know, this is that. Yes, everything was being done, but intent was also, because as a mother, as a parent, or as a child to the parents, we're not talking about then 10% of exceptions, but 95% the intent is surely in this relationship setup. It's pure. It's with a good intent. But कहीं ना कहीं उसमें वो हो एक होता है, you know, a rush of things, a sense of tension, a sense of insecurity, a sense of सब ठीक हो जाए, मेरा बच्चा है, मेरे मम्मी पापा हैं, मेरा पति है, या कॉर्पोरेट में है, so there is this intent, यार जल्दी होना है, you know, this has to happen, this has to, yeah, this has to happen. Correct. This everything, this nature also, everything happens in time. But then there is, you don't see nowadays, you are seeing in the nature, you know, the kind of things which are happening, and that's what the karma is, because the kind of things we are throwing out, it's somewhere the consequence of that, it's coming back to us. So karma, I'm not going to elaborate much, but yes, you know, it's like a reaction to what you do. आप कैसे कर रहे हैं, क्यों कर रहे हैं, उसका थॉट प्रोसेस क्या है, यू नो. तो कर्मा में बहुत सारी डेफिनेशंस दी गई हैं. एंड समथिंग विच आई जस्ट वांट टू हाईलाइट इज दैट, यू नो, इट्स जैसे हमने बताया आपको कि, यू नो, जैसे हम लोग जानते भी हैं कि इट्स एन एक्शन रिएक्शन ना. दूसरा चीज कहते हैं कि कर्मा इज ऑल्सो दैट यू शुड थिंक अबाउट फ्रॉम द स्पिरिचुअल डेवलपमेंट aspect. That's where they see that, you know, be very consciously aware about your karmas, what you're doing, knowingly, with all your awareness, uh, what what are you doing, you know, uh, with the challenges of living in this world. Because nowadays we are coming across with a lot of examples, and that is why I think there is a requirement by people, a lot of people, to go for coaches, to go for healers, to go for practitioners, in spite of being very successful. तो क्या कार्मिक अकाउंट हम कर रहे हैं कि हम इतने टैंजेंट से शिफ्ट हो जा रहे हैं कि हमें भागना पड़ रहा है, you know, to find ways to heal ourselves, to find ways to, because हमारे पास, we have our Vedas. Ved भी नहीं, you know, you don't need to go to those Vedas, but there are very everyday practices and teachings, and our upbringing, being born and brought up in India, our cultural ethos is very strong. So in spite of being having such a rich and strong cultural ethos, why, and after you know, working so hard, being so called educated and so called so successful, where the tangent is hitting, that, you know, things are just going berserk for the so called very successful people. Because see, the lower rung of the ladder, which is like a labor class, the class which is definitely today getting a lot of subsidies from the government of India, so I'm sure they are not the so-called strugglers now, but they don't have the privilege to hire a 10,000 per hour coach, or join a 50 lakhs 3 days wellness workshop. uh, you know, these things were coming to my mind, and it's just felt that, you know, karmic awareness is also very important for that spiritual path. एक तो है कॉज एंड इफेक्ट की, विच इज वेरी, वी ऑल टॉक अबाउट कि तुमने ऐसा किया तो ऐसा हो गया, या तुमने कभी किया था ऐसा तो कभी ऐसे हो गया. Then they also say about the spiritual development. Now, karma is also said that it is often linked to fate. I was just mentioning about it. So it's about taking responsibility for one's action and the consequence that follows. So that's linked to fate. Then the other aspect is in our Hinduism and Buddhism, they also say that karma is also somewhere connected with beyond life. मतलब इस जन्म से आगे, या इस जन्म के पीछे हमने कुछ किया था, एंड जिसकी वजह से आई एम फेसिंग टुडे वेरी गुड टाइम्स और नॉट सो very good times. Then there is this Buddha perspective. It says that Buddha taught that we are personally responsible for our karma, meaning that we are the sole inheritor of the consequence of the actions. So, Hamara Gita, all of that has talked enough about, the karmas and the importance, the depth, the relevance of it. बट कहीं ना कहीं उसमें अगर आप गीता में भी देखिए, डीप में जाइए, तो यस, कर्मा के एस्पेक्ट से बात करते हैं, जैसे 7 लॉज ऑफ कर्मा भी बोले गए हैं, द लॉ ऑफ कॉज एंड इफेक्ट, द लॉ ऑफ क्रिएशन. आपके क्रिएशन, आपका कर्मा से आपका क्या आप क्रिएट करे, व्हाट इज द काइंड ऑफ बिलीफ, थॉट्स, एक्शन, what is the kind of things you're bringing to the world, to the nature, to the environment, to the people. Then it says that it's also connected with the law of humility. Being grounded and accepting of your limitations is crucial for growth and learning. Then there is law of growth. Life is continuous process of learning and evolving, embracing challenges and seeking knowledges. The law of responsibility, then there is the law of connection. Our actions affect others, and understanding this connection fosters compassion and empathy. The law of focus, concentrating our attention on what we want to create and cultivate, help us manifest positive outcomes. So, ये हमें मिलता है, बट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जो इसकी एक इंटरनल वाली कड़ी है वो है इंटेंट. जो अगर एक बहुत पॉपुलर है, जब अर्जुन हैज गॉट शेकन अप एंड ही इज टेलिंग कृष्णा दैट आई डोंट वांट टू फाइट, व्हाट विल आई गेट बाय डूइंग दिस. So whatever the Krishna ji says to him, in that he that this define is there, that why are you doing it, what is the intent. So your intent, तुम्हारा intent जो है वो हड़पना नहीं था, वो दूसरे पक्ष का था. And you are by circumstances, by situations, forced to get into these actions, but your intent is not impure. Your intent still is that you don't want to do it, because this will lead to a bloodbath of your own people. That was where Arjun was getting, having double mind, and he was like not keen. He wanted to withdraw. तो वहां पे उन्होंने, कृष्ण जी ने उनको वही इंडिकेशन दिया कि आपका इंटेंट बहुत अलग है, मैं भी इसको इसलिए कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि वहां मेरा इंटेंट ये है. एज कृष्णा, when he comes with his avatar and brings it in front of Arjun, this is why he says that वहां पे जो अंडरलाइन पॉइंट है वो इंटेंट का ही है, कि इंटेंट क्या था. कभी कभी व्हेन वी सी इन आवर कथास एंड थिंग्स दैट God or Ma Kali in her avatar was doing, killing somebody or giving, taking action, something. So, like Ravan ke case में भी, if you see. Now, what was the intent? Ramji is all through this journey of Ramayan making that effort to Ravan. So the intent was finally getting, outlined over there. So I think undoubtedly intent is very important in karma. For example, in today's, I was talking about our scriptures, our very well-known Mahabharata and the Ramayana, but let's bring to our everyday life. Now, vis-a-vis the times when there was organizations where people used to join and leave it only after retirement, it's come to the point today where today, if we talk about the startup culture, I think I've spoken enough of it in earlier sessions, and I'm sure all of us, you must be reading news or going through it. You see what's happening. All of a sudden, you get the news that uh, now recently this taxi thing, Blue Smart story is going on. So, what was the intent? What was the intent? Because if you say it's your baby, you are not going to sell off your baby. And if your baby is not doing good, you are not going to throw it out, boss. You'll love it, you'll nurture it, and you'll grow it. You'll not hire people today and throw them out next day. So, without giving any judgments, I think the intent has to be clarified over there. Today, a lot of people who come to me, as a marketing PR communication professional, the one thing which they all want is, शिवानी हमें हम business दे दीजिए, अब business में से percentage दे दीजिए. Now, intent क्या है यहाँ पे? Intent is not to build an organization. Intent is not to build that concept which you have walked into. Intent is कि बस मुझे business दे दीजिए, जो पैसा आए उसमें से मैं आपको X percentage दे दूंगा. तो इंटेंट बहुत क्लियरली दिखता है, एंड आई थिंक उसका रिपरकशन भी दिख रहा है. Like at some point of time, I would like to talk about this also. I've recently come across this concept, which is evident in today's business and in today's environment. Is we have all the CEOs and the founders having their net worth increasing by 100x, but the organizations and the people within there down the rung. I'm not talking about that 5% of the people who are at the top end of the pyramid. वो तो अपना पैसा बना के they all get into different areas. But I'm talking about the rest of the जनता which works hard on the ground. जो कोडिंग कर रहे हैं बैठ के, जो ग्राउंड लेवल पे काम कर रहे हैं, whether they are in the tech area, whether they are in areas like what we are into, management area, marketing area, administrative area, communication, media area, वो ground level पे मेहनत कर रहे हैं. But what is happening? It's all falls flat. So recently I came across by someone doing, and we are hearing about, flourishing leaders of tomorrow. Now, should it be flourishing leaders? My question is that, should it be the flourishing prime minister, or it should be the flourishing people, the masses? So ये intent define कर रहा है, ये thought process define कर रहा है. What are we consciously, unconsciously here? And I think ये सब चीजें पहले I have spoken about it. हमने एक session भी लिया था शायद, उसमें I've spoken about that. Mark your words. What are you speaking? What are you talking? Because, and it is more important when I'm not into that profession wise, though a lot of people kind of come up to me, but I'm not, I don't define myself as a mentor or a coach or a healer or anything. But when you take on that, and that is one of the reasons I did not take up that, because I realized when I got into this ecosystem, I've done a course, I have certifications, but I realized it's a big responsibility. And what we speak, what we talk, what we advertise, हमें सिखाया जाता है when we do these courses and certification. आप videos बनाइए, and this is how you will get people. And what we are talking over there, what we are speaking over there, it has a lot of impact. So intent बहुत important वहाँ हो जाता है. Like there is today a culture which was earlier in a very beautiful way done, which was langars and all in our gurdwaras and हमारे मंदिरों में होता है, you know. आज you are finding a lot of people doing this, चौराहे पे लगा देंगे कुछ लोग, and then वो आपको खिला रहे हैं, and it is said कि बहुत अच्छा बहुत अच्छा हम कर्म कर रहे हैं। मेरा वहां पे बस एक ही सवाल है कि हम दिन भर, आई हैव अ शॉप वेयर आई एम fooling around with people. I have made my business model, defined it as my business model, where I am buying something for 10 rupees from a farmer and I'm selling it for 200 rupees, and I am putting it as a business model. I am having employees, giving them menial money. But after that, I'm doing this langar where I'm spending 20,000 rupees. And I'm saying I've done my karmas right. So I think it's very important to uh, go deeper and understand. Like if I have to come here and speak, is it just that I have to do it, or I should do it where I really get, yes, I want to do it? Somehow this corporate culture has taken away that. And that's where a lot of people ask this question often to me, that where do you get this spark and passion still? In spite of the struggles, in spite of the ups and downs and the hard work, in spite of the world, like for most of us, many a times not treating right. How do you still sustain that? So वो समझना बहुत जरूरी है कि हमारा इंटेंट क्या है, मतलब what is that inherent core seed, thought, feeling, act, desire, that in a very auto mode, without being conditioned, how that in an auto mode reacts or speaks or acts, that is the pure intent which the energy, the power catches. And like there's this thing about vibrations also, about your aura, about your energy, because uh, Om is what? It's all about the vibration, the sound. So हम क्या बोल रहे हैं all the time? If I'm saying all the time, this world is not good, this world is not bad, this world is very bad, what are we vibrating? Money is not good. So what are we vibrating? What is the energy we are giving? Because, and then it also somewhere is underlining our inherent thought process, the sanskars. Because everything is good if you have that intent. Then there is also a debate that one person, what will be a big deal? I think the universe has that vibration, that intent, that purity to take care of the rest. If one of us are are aware about our intent and what is our auto mode of reaction, of thoughts, of feeling, of belief. So, and if with that awareness, the karma is done, the action is done, I think the outcome is very different, both in the external way and in the internal way. So, लाइक जब बहुत डिफिकल्ट टाइम्स हैं, बहुत चैलेंजिंग टाइम्स हैं, आप हार गए जिंदगी से, बिल्कुल हार गए, उस मोमेंट में भी एक इनहेरेंट रिएक्शन क्या आ रहा है, वो 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 बहुत डिफाइनिंग होता है, बहुत डिफाइनिंग होता है। हमारे खुद के लिए तो होता ही होता है, बट एक एक्सटर्नल भी उसका इम्पैक्ट होता है. So now, I've like kind of given a combination of karma and intent. So कर्मा एज आई सेड इज एक्सटर्नल फेसिंग गुड कर्मा, बट व्हाट इज द इंटेंट? हमारा उसका इंटेंट, उसका ओरिजिन कहाँ से? इज इट इनसिक्योरिटी? इज इट इज इट सक्सेस एट एनी कॉस्ट? इज इट वेल्थ एट एनी कॉस्ट? इज इट ग्रीड? इज इट jealousy? Is it the rush of doing things and finishing it off and getting very happy that I've done things? Is it to make everybody happy? A feel good factor? So वो इंटेंट खुद के लिए समझना बहुत जरूरी है. हमने अगर कोई काम शुरू किया, if I've started a work, you can term it as business or you can term it in today's language as startup, or if I've started my life personally in some way as a marriage or as having kids, or not as marriage, but in generic in society, what is that inherent desire? किस चीज का उसका origin क्या है? Like my association with Maven, what was the origin for me? Or what was the origin for Maven and Shabana to talk to me? And I being here. Because for me, as I said, I told Shabana also, that I am not a practitioner and I don't intend to be a practitioner. So what was the intent for me? तो वो इंटेंट को बहुत क्लियरली समझना है. और अगर वो एक इंटेंट है भी, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु हैव डन अ लॉट ऑफ वर्क इन द स्पेसेस, बट उसको इंटरनली पहले समझना बहुत जरूरी है. फिर हम उसको एक्सटर्नली कैसे, with our karmas, with our karmic account, we bring it forth. So this is, I feel, where I wanted to talk about intent over karma. Now, I'm just kind of putting it up here that अब हम कैसे कर सकते हैं. एक तो ऑटो मोड होता है, ठीक है. अगर हमारा ऑटो मोड में फॉर सम रीजन नहीं है, फॉर सम रीजन in my auto mode, my reaction is anger, my reaction is blabbering some things, my reaction is because हम इस environment में रहते हैं जहाँ बहुत प्रेशर टैक्टिस है, तो आप इम्पैक्ट हो जाते हैं. इसीलिए यू सी अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल एट अ वेरी यंग एज आर गेटिंग बीपी एंड ऑल, बिकॉज वो बहुत टेंशन में रह रहे हैं. लड़के हैं, यू विल फाइंड, आई हैव सीन इन द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड, गोइंग आउट स्मोकिंग. सो दे से, शिवानी, वी जस्ट रिलीज आवर टेंशन, वी जस्ट रिलीज इट. Now I'm coming to the point that how do we bring that purity, that divinity, that joy, that happiness in our inherent intent? अगर वो ऑटो मोड भी नहीं है तो ऐसा तो नहीं है कि नहीं हो सकता, बिकॉज वी आर अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट परमात्मा. एंड दैट परमात्मा इज प्योर ब्लिस, इट्स प्योर हैप्पीनेस, इट्स प्योर जॉय, it's forgiving, it's loving, it's so much of love. So हम उनके अंश हैं, तो ऐसा तो नहीं है कि वो हमारे अंदर नहीं होगा, हम सबके अंदर होगा, राइट? तो हाउ डू वी, हो सकता है कुछ हमारे संस्कार होंगे या अभी बन गए होंगे जिसकी वजह से वो कवर अप हो गए, राइट? ना हाउ डू वी ब्रिंग दैट प्योरिटी, दैट डिविनिटी इन स्पाइट ऑफ दिस chaos? Because look at this universe, look at this environment, in spite of a lot of things happening. मतलब सारे रोड्स ही बनी चली जा रही हैं, हाईवे ही बने चले जा रहे हैं, सब हम खेतों को खत्म कर रहे हैं, हमें मॉल्स चाहिए, वी आर ऑल लुकिंग फॉर ऑल दैट स्टफ, बट स्टिल दिस यूनिवर्स इज देयर. It's somehow there standing for us. So how do we bring that in ourselves? So I just thought that उसका जो पॉइंट्स हमने जब कुछ आई जस्ट थॉट हाउ डू वी काइंड ऑफ ब्रिंग इन, हम उसको ऊपर कैसे लेके आए, उसको हम सार्थक कैसे करें. सो फर्स्ट इज कि हमें उसको पहले तो अवेयरनेस हो, वी शुड बी अवेयर दैट यस समवेयर हमारा जो इंटेंट है या हमारी जो इनहेरेंट रिएक्शंस है ऑटो मोड में, वो थोड़े से ऐसे हैं जो कि हमें पहले तो हार्मफुल कर रहे हैं, इट्स हार्मिंग अस, एंड देन इट इज ऑब्वियसली नॉट ब्रिंगिंग दैट इम्पैक्ट टू द लार्जर बेनिफिट. So first is an acceptance, awareness. So it's then the understanding, and then hamara, we should have that inclination, that desire कि हाँ, there is that feeling, that willingness, that internal eruption, that yes, I want to walk that path. I want to be humble. I want to be genuine. I want to be doing things, but but with the consciousness, with the conscious awareness, consciously positive awareness, under which we are doing this session. हमारे अंदर वो desire first should be there. That am I happy being uh, like this, or am I happy, or I would like to be like this? So that is our choice. Uh, do we want to live with love and gratitude, with genuineness, with humbleness, with humanity? First is that, because when we walk that path, understanding the broader environment, it will not be easy, because हम किसी से बहुत अच्छे से बात करेंगे, हम कंपनी में बहुत मन से काम करेंगे, but my superiors, my boss will not find that great, because maybe I'm not in that rush. So at times you will face weather, you will face the heat of the storm, you will be chucked out, you will face a lot of tough things. You are talking very nicely with people, but it's not coming back. So there'll be a lot of jitters. So I call them, testing times. So in these testing, because ये आपको test करते हैं, it will be testing time, and how you navigate through those times is where the test is. Uh, as very common, I think meditation, this helps to go internalization होता है. आप शिव जी को देखते हैं, एकदम इस मुद्रा में है. हम लोग जब कभी ऑनलाइन मेडिटेशन करवाते हैं, वी आर जस्ट गिविंग लाइक 5 minutes, क्लोज योर आईज एंड टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ एंड देन विजुअलाइज मोस्ट ब्यूटीफुल थिंग you want, or manifest what you want. So this is all in a way, you are taken to a space where this flow would be coming initially आते हैं बहुत ज्यादा, but when you start practicing, you reach a point where you actually love that blankness. I don't know, I love that blankness. And वो एक बहुत ही अपना एक carefree, difficult to, मतलब एक अलग ही वो स्पेस में आप चले जाते हो. So that is bringing love to you, your cells, your body. And so that's one of the ways you start working on your internalization of a lot of things which you look forward to, or which I would call is the actual essence of this life. This life is not supposed to be a rat race which we feel very happy to talk about. This life possibly is not to kind of be on a hunter and do things, because वहां लव नहीं होगा, वहां पैशन नहीं आएगा. I mean, an example of these startups, the moment you take funding, the investor is started chasing you after 6 months. मेरा पैसे का कितना एक्स हो रहा है, नहीं हो रहा है तो अपने dimensions बदलो. I don't care. Look at Facebook, where it started and where it's reached. I think it's now doing more harm than good. All possible suicides are happening on Facebook on camera. Why? The intent possibly was not that, but then how it shifted. So that's the reason this constant working on ourselves is required. So meditation, I felt, is very important. Then as we talk about mindfulness, being aware, being consciously mindful about, initially you have to be, एंड आई थिंक ओवर द टाइम भी होना पड़ता है, बिकॉज धूल बहुत लगती रहती है. एंड इसको हमें रोज दिन इस पे वर्क करना पड़ता है. A very important, learning I got, I'm sharing that. Like, I used to have a question to God, that why do I have to pray every day? I pray to you, I'm very pious and everything. So why every day, this happens that I suddenly get upset, I get angry. कोई कुछ बोल देता है, कुछ प्रेशराइज करता है, तो यू नो आप इफेक्ट हो जाते हो. So I was like telling God that maybe my puja, my time with you, I'm not doing it rightfully, because हम तो अलग तरह से behave करने लग जाते हैं. So I have having this question, and this was like way back. I'm talking about 2005, 2007 time period. And there were a lot of things happening. So there were a lot of questions coming to me, why it's happening to me. I'm not doing anything wrong. And suddenly, there's one of my seniors who walks up to me and he says, Shivani, you read a lot. Read this book. I said, okay. So I started reading, and the crux of that book, I don't remember the book here. So in that book, the lesson which God gave to me is that you have to take bath every day. Why do you take bath every day? You take bath once, don't take bath. Why do you brush your teeth every day? So you do that because you go, you meet different vibrations, energies, dust, you eat various kind of things, and you have to wash it, you have to clean it. So likewise, you have to do that meditation, you have to do that puja every day, because every day there might, you are driving your car like this, but somebody possibly in his all good, he is doing his job very well, right? So he's doing it in a way, but it just hits you, and you just go off tangent. So you have to slowly and slowly and slowly every day do this practice, do vyayam, to make that a very normal approach in your life. Auto mode approach, which I was talking about. So that's when your inherent intent will move towards from defeat, from negativity, from depression, from disheartening, from frustration, from anger, from anxiety towards love, towards blessing. कोई आपको बोलेगा भी ना, तो आप वहां से ओरिजिन से थोड़ा हटोगे, अच्छा इस तरह बोल रहा है. Okay, now let me take it in a different way, rather than getting ego. अच्छा आप ऐसे बोल रहे हो, अच्छा हम भी आपको फिर बताते हैं. So it moves towards, even if somebody is hurting you, somebody has hurt you, somebody has hit you really bad in life, still for you the thought will be, God bless him, God give him all the love. Maybe he needs that or she needs that. Before blessing yourself, give the blessing, give the love, give the purity of your thoughts to that person, to the universe. So that will then automatically have that ultimate faith, trust in all the tough times. What we say, na, surrender. Now we all talk about surrender, but we actually don't do surrender. When we come to that brink, now suppose work is not there. Now, for me, suppose at times it happens like it's a long time. Now you come to a brink where I am pushed to kind of compromise on my values, on my ethics or something, and just say, okay, I'll do this. I'll take it up. Now that's where the point is, that I have not surrendered completely. But when you start, being consciously aware, being, then that consciously positive approach, negativity will happen. Negativity is not wrong. Tough times are not wrong. They are equally valuable. They equally need to be respected. But how do we, like I've written, maybe one day I will talk about the abstracts I've written in my book. And one of the things I've written is that tsunami is not bad. But provided you look at that in that way, tsunami in life gives an opportunity where everything is taken away and you are given an opportunity to start afresh. And it came from my own personal experience. I mean, I was at a point where everything was there, and you know, what to say, I can start crying right now only. And then here is a life where there is a lot of tough things. But I feel that okay, that tsunami gave me to start everything afresh. I was nobody once again. So I think this is the way we can develop the intent. And if that intent is is of purity, is of humbleness, if it is of kindness, gentleness, humanness, of gratitude, of love, then that karmic account which comes out of it, the thought process which comes out of it, the words which come, the karmas which we do, our conduct will automatically have a vibration and aura and an impact which will be cherished, which will be pure, which will be soothing for people. And most of all, uh, it will be it will make our creator, our ultimate father very happy, because this is what he created us for. He did not create us for rushing, for running, for going mad. Yes, ambition is important, hard work is important, but balance is also important. So, this is where I just thought that let's talk about intent over karma, because in the rush to do karma, uh, it should not be that I'm just getting into anything, anyhow, and God knows in the process lose myself only. So, with this, I would bring an end to sharing my thoughts. And if we have here, to give feedback or to add or to say something, more than welcome.
Hi, Shivani. It was very well articulated, and you brought us into a deep thought and deep thinking of like what we all are doing in daily in our life, and like the intent, like being a mom, being a working professional, like everywhere, like the intent. And when you were sharing about कि लोग जैसे वो रोड्स पे वो बांटना शुरू कर देते हैं, and so actually certain things which you like, the examples which you gave has allowed us to actually give a deep thought on how like what's the intent and what we people are doing daily. क्योंकि कर्मा तो हम हर चीज में कर्म, अभी भी हम कर्म ही कर रहे हैं, every time we are doing something, but what's the intention behind that karma, and just being aware and being present to it. So it was really a nice session. It was really a heartwarming session for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My gratitude to you and to Maven and Shabana and all who are here.
And I request Swaran, Rajveen, Uma Mehra, Prem, if you want to share something, so that we also know that what's your intention and what's your intent here.
See, my intent as a certified laughter yoga teacher is to find happiness, is to continue and continue and continue till till life gives up on me. I will never give up on life till life gives up on me. So continue and continue and continue. Uh, as Miss Beautiful Alpha is amazing, and the differently able advocate and the trainer for Maven to and the laughter yoga therapist to actually find I find happiness in making people happy. I create an earning with making people happy and making people intend. But sometimes my own family dynamics, ever since my mom got sick in September, uh, things have been up and down, taking her for treatment, taking her for uh, taking her for treatment, taking her for, and then 2 weeks ago, my sister decides when I was getting a ward, my sister decides not to talk to me, and 1 week later, guess what? She fell very badly, very badly. She injured herself very badly. And tomorrow is my elder brother's birthday celebration. Today was my elder brother still talks to me. They all they're all fine with me, but sometimes the vibrations don't allow them to talk to me. So how I don't know whether it's karma is or intentional. Yeah. Because they can come here, they can choose to talk to me for a while, even even 2 minutes. And today I did a good deed. I interviewed someone for who is suffering from. She had a tumor. She had she's a 28-year-old girl studying with bachelor's of psychology. She is having end stage renal failure. A friend of mine recommended by my professor studying uh, working here in Cyberjaya University. So my professor said that would you like to? She has so many problems. Would you like to help her? And she did a research study on chronic illness, something like my. So I was due to my mom's illness, I've been bottled up, and nobody talked to me about my cerebral palsy. How is it going on? So, except my doctors and except my hypnotherapist. So, um, I after talking to her, answering 20 questions, and she brought a medical student with her, and she she did good intention, and I did good karma for her, and she was healed of her problems, and she thanked me, and yeah, we're good friends now. So I do a lot of good intentions, but people people the right people see it, and I'm still running the podcast for Adrian and Warren. I'm still doing everything, but some people who want to see, they see it. Some people who don't want to see it, like the siblings, they see it, but they don't want to. They say, natakadi, something like that. Yeah, so how do I overcome all these uh, uh, people who simply play? How do I do that? Thank you, Shivani, for a good session. How do I do that?
Okay, that's very interesting. It's deja vu feeling. I must say that to you. Let me tell you, Rajveer, it's not with you. If I tell you about myself, uh, it's all the more worse. So, but there are so personal things like you talked about. So let me tell you, the most you are hurt or the most you are defeated when it's your own people who don't stand with you. And all the more they don't stand with you when your times are not good. Pardon me if I get emotional, but let me tell you, as I said, it's not it's not made up. And if it is made up, then it will not work. But your intent should be very clear. What should be your intent? If I throw a pebble, it's not important that from the other end also I throw a pebble, because then it will not stop. The only way is to just shift your thought process, because immediate will be to react in that manner, to in anger feel, say something or feel for yourself something negative. But that's where the catch is about the intent, that your intent should be, your intent is being testified over there. You, what is your intent? If your intent is purity, if your intent is love, if your intent is complete surrender to the God, if your intent with leave everybody over on this earth whom we call our own, let's talk about our intent with God. If our intent with God is pure, then they're all part of God. Then how can you have or feel bad about any one of them who's throwing a pebble on you? There cannot be, there will be love. I can tell you very personally about myself. There are a lot of things which have happened. But for me, I could not ever, even within myself, uh, have a wrong sentence about any one of the souls which are part of the supreme souls, and possibly they are here in some kind of connect with me as relations or whatever it is be the case. So I testified myself over there, because there were opportunities where I was thinking, where do I go? What do I do? But then I saw that even in that moment when I was trying to talk to someone, I could not spell out those things. I could not say anything. Matlab, I could not say wrong even at the cost of ending my life. There came a point where I wanted to end my life, and I'm talking about very recent years. I'm not talking about as growing up. And that was possibly the first time I felt that, God, I've defeated yourself, because this thought has crossed me. I'm completely defeated now. And I don't want to be this defeated child of yours. I don't want to be, because then this entire journey of mine is bekar, is all bullshit. So, what I would say to Rajveer is that if your sister or whoever, and let's not name them, they are souls, they are pure, they are as divine as we all are. Just have that thought, just give that complete love, that blessing, even if that somebody is having the most bizarre and the most curseful things for you. It's not becoming a
How can
sadhu.
I?
Let me tell you, it
How
is
can I
not
do
that you are
that?
becoming a priest, you are becoming a saint. No, you are not. I'm not becoming a saint, or I'm not saying to become a saint. But let me tell you, it will not happen. Like I tell you, I mean, if I'm permitted, Geeta ma'am, if you permit me, can I say something which is between you and me? So I'm giving you a very live example. Now, Geeta ma'am was following up with me for certain things to give. I was not able to give because my approach is very different, and it is not that it has happened overnight. I have worked on it. See, 20 years, 25 years in the corporate world is not easy. It makes you like that. But then I have changed myself, because I said, no, that's not right. So there were some things, but then my origin of thought became different. I said, no, yaar, let this energy be not going in a different direction. And I made an effort, very genuine effort, to change that energy. I don't know whether she felt that or not. So don't, because see, Rajvi, the only way we can end these, whatever the karmas we are carrying with whoever we are carrying, the only way we can end this is by giving love to myself first, and then to everybody, to be in gratitude, to be in love with ourselves. And when we are in love with ourselves, we are in love with this nature. And then we cannot give, even in the worst of the situations, you will not be able to do anything wrong with whoever has done or taken away everything from your life. Because that trust, that faith, that surrender with that supreme is there. Today I forgot one point which I thought maybe I'll talk later. Look at our relationship with God. People are selling today packages for that. Tell me, what is the intent in it? Is that intent of genuineness? Is that intent of purity?
No.
We all have to question, because see, we all have to run our kitchen. It is not that you have to only run or I don't have to run or you only have problem. Now, just now you talked about your problem. You didn't know about me. I shared it, but were you able to make that out? No. But the point what I'm trying to say is that even today we know, you chant this, you will get this. You manifest this, you will get this. You do this, you will get this. You do this. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? We are told that we go to the temple only when we have problem. The day God gives us some problem and God does not solve that problem to us, we say God is very bad.
Our home is our temple, actually.
No. See, the day God does something wrong, and it is not a very happy moment in our lives, we say God is very bad. God did not listen to us.
Yes.
Come on. And that's where the child, if you see a young child of 2 years, 3 years, he's completely unaware.
Yeah.
And that's where we say that the purity is over there.
Yes.
So our mind starts working too much as we grow, as we so-called become so literate or educated or God knows what. Try to become a little illiterate now. I have become that. Try to become a little uneducated now. Try to don't read, try to don't study, try to don't get knowledge, because too much of knowledge is also harmful. So just be easygoing, pure. Look at a child. Somebody beats him, somebody scolds, somebody says something as parents or elders. The child after a few hours forgets. But we as adults are not able to get over it. Why? So if your sister has done in a way, or your brother has conducted in a particular way, or anybody in the family, I know it is very easy to say, but let me tell you, it is easy to say, but let me tell you, it is also at the same time very easy to shift your mode.
It's very hurtful also.
The moment you love yourself, you cannot speak bad about anybody. Let me tell you, this is a very personal example I'm telling you.
I love myself, but people
I cannot, but even if somebody fools around with me, I know that person is fooling around with me. I know that there are people who are trying to take me for a ride. I understand that I'm not foolish. I've worked my life all through. But still, I say God bless them. If they are conducting themselves like that, they need your love more.
Yeah.
So give love and ask God to give love to everybody first and to you at the end. But when it is a question of punishing and learning, keep yourself first in front of God and then the rest.
What to do?
So I just don't at all get impacted by that. That is the reason I said intent over karma. Look at the way we are running to temple when we have to ask God for something. Do this, do that, whatever. But the moment things change, we get back to our own way of conducting and behaving. And still that power, look at that power, look at that energy. That energy still showers love. That energy still protects you, still tries to correct you. So I think we need to understand all these things. We have made everything very transactional, everything in a hurry mode. Oh, we have to go to the temple. Oh, we have to finish this. Why so much of hurry, boss? For what? Heavens will not fall. If I'm not going to give her something, come on, earth will not fall. This Maven session will happen. Let me tell you, that company will run. This family will run. Heavens will not fall. So why do we get into so much of things? Let keep your mind in the present. We cannot
Keep your
undo
mind
the
positive,
past.
right?
we
Yeah, yeah.
cannot we cannot do anything about the future. The only thing is here, right?
Yeah.
This present, love this moment, be in gratitude,
See,
give
my
as
my
much as you can
my
give.
fear.
Don't pass judgments.
See, my fear is always fearful for what's gonna happen after parents are gone. Parents are gone.
Don't
Everything.
worry, that's where I'm trying to tell you why you have to fear.
Yeah.
Why you have to fear?
Feeling like that's why I go for
Ask
hypnotherapy.
God that, God, I have this fear, please come, and this fear I'm surrendering at your feet. And
Yeah.
you just see, that is the reason I did not walk this profession, because I realized at the end that I'm nobody. The only one mantra I have to give to everybody is to be to connect with that power. The rest, what I'm doing is dhanda. And do I want to do this dhanda? No, I don't want to do this dhanda.
Yeah. See, whatever I do, I'm listening to other people's
Don't have
problems.
fear. We all have fear every minute we have. Even I will tell you honestly, even it crosses my mind. And that the moment it crosses my mind, I question myself in respect to my relationship with God. And I tell straight away the power that I'm having this fear, I'm having this anxiety, I'm having this negative thought. And if I'm having that, I'm defeating myself and
The
I'm
the
defeating my
problem is
entire journey with you. So
problem is
if that is the case, you address it.
I had to go for World Laughter Day, and last minute my father cancelled it. He said we have to go for the conference in July. He only wants to go there if Madan Kataria is there and I am presenting. So he's projected that fear. Okay, you are a laughter, and you are a laughter teacher, and sometimes people throw stones at you. People have problems. I have problems. So why don't you give me a hand? So I had to be a good Punjabi daughter.
See, Rajveer, the only thing is there might be certain, things, waves, vibrations. The only way
I
you can
think,
have that
yeah,
is
I think
sort it,
that's
just
what
give love,
that's
just give blessing, just do your pranam because he's your father. See, I did not get that awareness in my with my father. Yes, that there was an awareness very later stage, and that's the time when I had started getting my relationship with my father was turning into good, beautiful, where he started talking, but that phase was for a very short time when he picked a call with me and he spoke to me, but that was a very short period when my things, but just do your pranam from inside to him, just pass on God's love to him. And whatever your negative thoughts are coming, it is very natural, they will come, but just surrender those thoughts at into that hand, that supreme hand.
yeah, I
That's
will.
all. And then leave it. Because if we when we start doing this much, too much intellectual property starts
That
working, it
the
affects
thing
our
is,
health
my
and
brain my
we
brain
get unhealthy. So it is not giving any result to you, neither to your father.
too happy, yeah.
Ha,
That
if
I
you
can.
can be happy, be happy. If you cannot be happy, just be in that. Don't have a fake approach. Genuineness is very important. Like when I'm talking to you right now, my intent over here is not to finish off this session and I have done my job. No, no, no. That's not my intent. And the day I'm feeling that intent, I will say thank you. I don't want to do it because I am out of all that phases of my life.
Yeah.
So you have to take a call on that.
Okay. So thank you so much,
Thank you.
Shivani, for this session. Thank you, Geeta. Thank you
Love
all.
and gratitude to all of you. Thank you. And to the universe here present.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Okay, we are completing.